Hello, I'm Robert, and I thought I'd just share a couple of pages I found recently that are quite promising for climate change. And so I'll do them in separate videos. So this one is about how the UK has changed in the last 10 years. So when people tell you that we aren't doing anything about climate change, take a look at this. This is the reduction in carbon intensity from 2008 to 2018. We've more than halved the amount of carbon dioxide that is released for each unit of electricity we use. And this, of course, has got to go all the way down to zero, but we've got halfway there. And this is how we've done it. And so if you scroll down this page, it's one of these ones that kind of change as you scroll down. And so have a look there. You can see the coal, and these are all the coal-fired power stations. These are the gas-fired power stations. So it's a colour key thing. That's the hydro. Those are little purple, blue ones. That's the nuclear, and oil, and then it's waste, and wind. Then they have like storage. And as you can see, they have these interconnections. They're very little interconnection to help kind of equalise out the power. We need lots more interconnections, especially once you have more of the renewables. So as we go down, then not much change yet. Now you can see solar just coming in, 2010. It's a very quick, started off slowly, but it grew very quickly. See solar growing, and renewables generally are growing, coal is shrinking. There's a vast increase in solar just the last few years. It's a huge reduction in price, also some incentives, but even without incentives, it's now growing quite a lot. And look at what's happened to the coal. Coal-fired power stations more or less giving up. And here we are, 2018. And then you can also see these interconnections that we're getting. Is there another one there? No, not yet. But we're going to have interconnections as well that way. We've got several more planned. And then if we go and look to the future, and yeah, there we are. They're all the planned ones for the future. So all the interconnections to, especially with, does it let you drag? No. Especially with Scandinavia, and with they have a lot of kind of hydropower that can help us with balancing of our electricity. So all this vastly more interconnected, and more solar, and still expected to have gas in the future, but that is the least carbon intensive of the first kinds of fossil fuels. And then if we're going to go down rapidly to zero, then that would be reduced as well, or it can be replaced by the one thing you can do is you can take the methane and you can turn it into hydrogen, which has got almost as much of the which you can also use as a fuel, just like methane, and the carbon turns to carbon dioxide, and you store it. So that is one of the actual Committee for Climate Change. I was expecting them to say we should have lots and lots of hydro for balancing, but they are actually expecting to have gas for balancing, and so I'm not quite sure why that is. Maybe it's just the planning permission of we've got vast amount of hydro power capability, but maybe the resistance to it, I'm not sure. It doesn't actually explain. But with the gas, then there would be an awful lot of carbon capture and so the gas is turned into hydrogen, and we use the exactly same mains supply of the gas, but we use it to supply hydrogen instead of the methane. and so that would still be a factor. And anyway, you can read this page, but this is just an introduction to it. So I'll leave a link to it in the description. You can go and have a look. There's quite a lot of material there. You can have a browse through, but it's just a basic overview of how it works. And they say yet much remains to be decided by 2030. What other low carbon sources will join offshore wind and as coal and gas decline, and will it? And what will the government do? And it's all up for grabs at the moment. It depends who gets elected for government and what their plans are. And there are many different ways we can go forward. But anyway, so if anyone tells you that you just can't do it, you can. We are doing it. We are showing how you can do it. And then others are doing it much further and faster than us. Like Finland is expected to go carbon zero by 2035. It is possible that the UK could make the same commitment to 2035 or sometime in 2030s. That's the Labour's manifesto. 2030s and 2045 is what SNP say. And but they're hoping for 2040 for Scotland, which is more ambitious than the 2045 of the Committee for Climate Change. And the Conservatives are saying 2050. So even the Conservatives, which currently have the weakest manifesto as far as renewables are concerned, are still 1.5C compatible.